The Kingdom of Kubala has been evicted again. If you remember, we talked about how the authorities in Scotland wanted to remove the 3 people that are in the Kingdom of Kubala. They refer to themselves as the Lost African Tribe, and they believe that that land that they're settling in belonged to their ancestors. They were kicked out, which the Scottish people do not like. They are against that topic. They're against what the Kingdom of Kubala stands for. And in case you missed it, who the Kingdom of Kubala are, watch this clip.
Kubala.
Ely's way
Siona.
is here. Blessed be the King of the North. Blessed be the Holy One of David.
A group claiming to be an African tribe with its own king and queen have set up in a wood in the borders with a vow to expand over Scotland. The Kingdom of Kubala claims they have settled here to reclaim land stolen from their ancestors in the Highland 400 years ago. But vigilantes are targeting the group of 3 who are based in Jedburgh and been hit with an eviction notice by the council. 43-year-old Jean Gasho, who declares herself tribal queen Nandi, documented life with her husband, 36-year-old King Atihene, whose real name is Kofi Ofe, and their handmaid Asnat Cora Taylor.
Yeah, so that's what the Kingdom of Kubala is. They went viral this past few weeks because of their content. Some people just watch them for entertainment. They go live streaming, they talk to their audience, they try to share their narrative. But all this attention that they've received within this past few months backfired on them, because now the locals that live around that area in Scotland want them out, to the point where they're burning their tent, they are throwing bricks, they are calling them names, they are calling for violence against them, basically, because the authorities had to come out and say, you should not do that, we have to evict them legally.
And it is regarding a message about the illegal campers which arrived in Jedburgh a number of months ago. Now, gauging by my email inbox and phone calls that I have received today, it is clear that there has been an escalation in the relationship between these campers and residents in the town. This group first arrived in Jedburgh a number of months ago, and they certainly raised a few eyebrows at their eccentric dress sense. But there was genuine concerns raised, and they were genuine concerns regarding their behaviour, and indeed more their previous behaviours and interactions with other local authorities in the United Kingdom. Since then, they were encamped on a piece of land which belonged to Scottish Borders Council. There was repeated attempts to make engagement with the group, and each time the council, social work, adult protective services were all rebuffed. And therefore the council began the process, the lawful and legal process, of beginning eviction procedures.
So after all of that, they moved to a new place within the same woods, and the authorities still will not let up, because a sheriff appeared where they stay at and told them they are being evicted even from this place.
I'm sitting in the tent having a chat with my son Shingi right now. I was just speaking to my son, and Shingi said, "Mom, you look so happy. You're so happy, Mom." And I said to my son, I can screenshot you the conversation with my boy. And I said, "Shingi, I have always wanted this life. This is all I've ever wanted, to live in nature." And my son said, "Mommy, you look so happy." Asnat was sleeping. My Lord husband, we heard shouting the N-word and all sorts of racial slurs. And the king...
Yeah, that must be tough, because they have to move from point A to point B to point C. They don't feel like they're protected because the locals feel some type of way that they're staying there and they're claiming that that's their ancestors' land. And on top of that, the authorities are on their case. So it must not have been easy, especially now that they got traction and they're almost like a local celebrity. Everyone knows where they're staying. Most people know where they're staying, or at the very least look for where they're staying and try to talk to them, the ones that are not being nasty and that are not trying to hurt met them want to talk to them. They bring them food, they film their interaction with them. So they have basically garnered some kind of attention, both positive and negative. And I'm not sure if they do regret going viral, because ever since the media outlets blew up their story, now almost everyone wants to hear from them, wants to see what they're up to, and the locals want them out. Anyways, fam, let us know down below what your thoughts are about this story. I'm Wongel Zelalem. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.